Football Uncut.
So welcome on board. It's yet another fresh episode of your regular, your favorite football Uncut podcast. Yes, and it is the FIFA World Club Cup episode. Yes, my name hasn't changed. It is my name remains Samu Sport. Yes, I'm Sport right on the mic. Or better still, you can call me Mr. Pasa. When you call me Mr. Pasa, surely I could definitely answer you. Of course, you've seen this first. That's to show you that, as usual, I'm not going to be doing this alone. I have my very good brother with me all years on the mic today. His name is Dami Crane. He's a Chelsea faithful forever. I've been at Chelsea for now.
Chelsea for life, my brother. This week has been a beautiful week for all Chelsea fans because one, we don't enter quarter final for FIFA Club World Cup, and again we don't sign some better leg for our attack in name of Joao Pedro and this Dortmund player. Exactly. So it's a very good week for Chelsea fans.
It's a very good week for Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
He was talking about those news, and most especially for Joao Pedro. He's more or less, it's likely he will be playing as playing the striking position. And what does that do to Delap and Jackson?
Why I'm really happy about this Joao Pedro addition to our team is that he's an all-round player in terms of attack. He can play right wing, left wing, as a 10, even as a supporting striker. So it's a really great addition to our team, and he's also going to add a lot of competition in the attack speed for Chelsea.
And don't you see Jackson dropping down the pecking order and such that giving him very limited playing time that can actually force him out of the team?
And I think now at the time for when Jackson buckle up and should say, hey, but me say I no go relent to, because this is the time for him to add more goals to his study as a striker.
And Gaetans, do you see him breaking into the team straightforward, or is aiming for serious competition?
Looking at Gaetans coming to that thing, because we don't just need a pacing winger. Because if you look at Neto and Madueke, they are pacing, but on the 1v1, are they really penetrating? Because we need a winger that can penetrate, even though you have a pace, but we need somebody that can penetrate into the defense of a low block teams. So Gaetan coming to the team, I believe is going to do more than what Neto and Madueke is giving us.
Okay. Chelsea in the FIFA Club World Cup, can you say it has been a smooth sailing, enjoyable run for the Blues?
Yeah, definitely, because now we don't enter quarter final, and looking at the way it is now, like say we don't enter semi. No, be say like say we don't enter semi, because I'm sure of my team. You understand? And looking at how everything's from, likely we can get to the finals also.
That means, in other words, you don't see Pamela as any form of threat.
Never lie. Wetin they want to. Looking at the setup so far, I think Chelsea have a point to prove, because winning the conference, they look she been a conference. Now conference they don't win now.
Say it directly. Glorified Super Cup. So they want to do something better than the glorified Super Cup. We are not the brag about it.
Anyhow they want to see am.
No be saying that they want to see am. That is the way it is.
Okay.
Except for some Chelsea fans who like they just want to console themselves, say they win something. It is a glorified Super Cup.
At least we don't win something. Wetin Arsenal wan talk. Wetin Arsenal wan talk. At least it is something.
Yes, they can brag about the pointers, and they never relegated to that point of playing in the Conference Cup.
Their time will come now. Wetin I go talk. Their time will come.
Wait again. Okay, that's it for now. You guys can just hit the comment section and let us know. You can add your opinion there. What do you think about them? Chelsea's a new setup. Gaetans has joined them. Joao Pedro has joined them. Send them Delap over some time now. What would that be doing to the old Chelsea setup going into the next season? And do you think Maresca will be able to undo this group of players now? Hope is not going to be found wanting when it comes to selection issues. With all of this, we list the things set up now. not be giving them selection ethic. Yes, the comment section is there. Let us have your opinion. What do you think about all of that? And of course, then the FIFA Club World Cup. Do you think, regardless of the quality of opponent, do you think Chelsea have been having the right run in the FIFA Club World Cup? And do you see them going all the way? Yes, just faithfuls, you guys have the floor already. Okay, so that takes us straight to the round of 16 of the FIFA Club World Cup. So DK will be running us through the result of some of those matches that have been played so far. I know that the likes of Chelsea, Bayern Munich are moving on stronger. So, what does the results so far in the round of 16 look like, DK?
Yeah, so far so good. And these are the result of the round of 16 of the FIFA Club World
World
Cup.
Cup.
Now, Palmeiras and Botafogo played a 1-0 in favor of Palmeiras. What do you think about it?
That is what that's how Palmeiras
Qualified.
into the quarterfinals
Yeah.
where they will be meeting Chelsea. That's a game of two South American side, and at the end of the day, Palmeiras will prove that they are a bit stronger than Botafogo edging them. And I think the much worry for them now is how they want to navigate their way past one of the European powers in Chelsea. The Palmeiras Botafogo game has come. For Palmeiras Botafogo is out of the line. And to have gone to this stage for them is a win. Now to get past Chelsea into the semi-finals will be a bigger win. And I'm very sure that will be utmost now on their mind. These results will have probably left their thinking long ago.
So now, looking at the South American side so far, how do you think they have done so far in this competition?
Well, they've not really done badly, they've not done poorly. We really want to be fair with ourselves.
Okay.
But if you have to compare them to their European counterparts, I think that the European teams have not really disappointed thus far. I think some of the European big powers are still marching on them strongly. And for the South Americans, too, I think so far so good too. They can be proud of their performance and achievement thus far. I think this is one of them we are talking about in the quarterfinal stage.
So now let's look at Benfica versus Chelsea 4-1 after the extra time because looking at that match, the match was suspended because of the weather.
That's the major highlight of that match was stopping the game at around 86, 87 minutes. That is barely 5 minutes plus additional time to the end of the game. And the moment they came back onto the pitch to complete the match, with less than 3-4 minutes into the game, penalty for Benfica, and they restored parity. So they have to play an extra 30 minutes. But kudos to Chelsea, at least they still made their sort of superiority count at the end of it all. There came the 3 more goals to win that match 4-1, and I bet Benfica going a man down actually. But at the end of the day, Oga still the Oga, and you have to really give it to Palmer on the night. He showed class, he showed why he's one of the talked about young stars for now.
My co-Palmer, Otutu ni o, Mark Bridges, because this season is coming strong. Now let's
see how strong we can be for them.
Okay. Now let's look at the almighty PSG versus Inter Milan.
Almighty indeed.
I mean Inter Miami. Sorry.
Well, I don't understand when you refer to Inter Miami as almighty. All I know is a small team is a big fish inside a very small pond. That is a small team having an almighty player. I think we all know that Inter Miami against strong European
side
counterparts like that, they don't really stand much chance. Yes, you can say they have the likes of Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, but at what age? These guys are there more or less collecting pension. They are just collecting now. Pension that they collect for Inter Miami, they have already got to the stage in their career that they should be saying bye bye to football And apart from them, the young guys in that team are relatively inexperienced,
Experience, exactly.
unknown quantities.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you expect PSG to run past them. You expect PSG to win that one. But maybe is it? But we are expecting as much as 4-0, or maybe yes, and maybe not. But at the end of the day, PSG they still should stop. You have to give it to them because they played a whole lot of matches in the recent time, and yet they are not showing any evidence of tiredness at all.
So,
There were no tired legs for them at all up to this point. We saw what they did to Atletico Madrid. Now this Inter, this Messi's led Inter and Miami. You can see how the likes of Vitinha, the likes of Kvaratskhelia, all of them,
Dembele.
Bakula, and not forgetting their teenage youngster talking about
Do.
you see them firing from all cylinders. You have to give it to PSG, and you can't even bet against them not to go all the way to the FIFA Club World Cup. And if they do that and lift this, I mean, this will be an unprecedented successful year for PSG.
So do you see them winning this tournament?
Of course, if you want to start counting the big favorite for this tournament, I beg my brother, you know, we look far away from PSG.
PSG. We no be lie. No be lie.
PSG will be number one, they got the number two. Maybe we can start looking at the more rejuvenated Manchester City, and of course, the Bayern Munich are beginning to look as if they're not getting better coordinated and looking as if they can get the result out when it matters. But overall, PSG, they get the pedigree, they get the reputation, and they get the quality in terms of players to go all the way. So it's not really out of sort just saying that PSG are top favorite or they can go all the way to win the FIFA World Cup.
So now on to the next one. We have Flamingo versus Bayern Munich in favor of Bayern Munich 4-2. What do you think about this?
Yeah, that was a fantastic one from the Bavarians, the German champions. We saw Harry Kane once again showing how clinical he could be in the front of goal. I saw that goal, the one-time strike. That is just a clear goal scorer's finish.
Exactly.
He got the ball. There was a defender trying to close him down. You could see the goalpost clearly. He saw the positioning of the goalkeeper, and he picked his hand.
Even with his weak foot.
He's supposed to have them weak foot.
Yes.
So you have to
very fantastic striker.
And for the entire Bayern Munich side, at the point that they went 2 goals ahead, Flamingo. Sorry, but
Flamingo, yeah.
Flamingo bet them back once. It was looking as if the people probably they are going to find their way back. Then Goretzka responded with almost immediacy, and before you know it, Jorginho got
a penalty
yes,
to make it 3-2.
The usually very reliable Jorginho when it comes to
penalty
spot kick, and at the end of the day, Bayern Munich did enough to win that match 4-2. But we are all still crossing our fingers till when all of these European superpowers really come up against one another. We all know that ordinarily against some of these South American sides, they will always be strong favorites, and they are really proving it.
Okay, now let's come to the other matches, other fixtures of the round of 16 that is going to take place today, tomorrow, and next tomorrow. For today match, we have Inter and Fluminense, which is taken up today by
later tonight.
Yeah, later tonight by 8 o'clock. Yeah, and also we have Man City versus Al-Ahly, which is taken up tomorrow by 8 o'clock also, and we also have Real Madrid versus Juventus. So what do you think about
that Man City game? I think it should be later in the middle of the night around 2 a.m.
Okay, yeah, sorry, around 2 a.m. Sorry. Then next tomorrow, then we have Dortmund versus Monterrey. So look at this picture so far.
I think the biggest of them all, they should be
Real Madrid and Juve. Yeah.
Everybody really wants to see because it's beginning to look like a completely different Real Madrid side. And now Alonso is like already getting the right shape
For the team.
the team for now, and Vinicius Junior seems to be getting back to his full mojo. The midfield are better coordinated, and with the way he's giving this Adagula more playing time. And again, and the young guys beginning to show to everyone how useful it could be to the entire playmaking of Real Madrid. And the most important of them all for me is the defensive setup of Real Madrid, the inclusion of Uchin into that center back position, and also not forgetting Arnold in the right full back. It is they had serious defensive issues last season. Injuries happened. One or two players in the defense were not available, and they got a seriously really depleted defensive line, which really affected their game. I think that they're able to sort that to an extent, and it's already reflecting in their game. But the real test of what Alonso will bring to the table now.
Yeah.
Now again, Juventus.
You go see him.
Well,
no be lie.
Whether truly Real Madrid don't they get down, they don't really in the right shape, and they're ready to wrestle back their European title. And they're also ready to wrestle back the La Liga title from Barcelona. I think one of the matches we could test their credentials now against that Juventus. And the old ladies too, if it is, but you have to be the old ladies that we saw against Man City is the same that we saw against the Real Madrid. Expect them to be better. Okay.
Now looking at this Saudi Arabian side against that's playing against Man City, do you think they will pose a threat against this good Man City side?
I don't know a threat. I don't know about a threat, but I know they should give Man City a little one for the money.
Okay.
They should give them a good fight. It's not going to be an easy ride like PSG had it against Inter Miami. Actually, it's because the Saudi Arabians, their investment in some of their local side over time will definitely also reflect in this one. So it's not a team that must just ride over easily like that. But on paper, actually, let me emphasize that on paper, Man City should edge this one. It's going to be a shocker. It's going to be an upset if it goes otherwise. But football is very funny, and football is not played on paper.
Yes. Not on paper.
Different team entirely, and I'll let midfield shock them, which is very possible. They look like a team that could upset a team like Manchester City. But overall, actually, I think Manchester City should do enough. Okay, that takes us to yet another talking point. Manchester City, they are looking really much rejuvenated now.
Okay.
Yeah, they are very fast, very proactive in the summer market. They've got some of the key names that they want, in addition to the few they got during the winter and winter there. The January's, Czechia, all of them coming, joining the fold already, and that left fullback, the Moroccan from
Wolves.
It's now looking as if they've plugged all of the holes. Do you think Man City are fully back?
Of course, looking at the setup now, I think Guardiola is getting to understand the squad and the new players. And looking at the last match, Rodri and Rangers, that midfield is a cheat. It's a big cheat and it's a great addition to their squad. And looking so far, I think Man City are coming strong next season. But I think Liverpool, also looking at what they have done in the transfer market so far,
battle. Do you think it's a straight next season? Just forget it. It's going to be a straight battle between Manchester City and Liverpool, or do you see the likes of Chelsea and Manchester United, and of course Arsenal coming into the fold to ruffle feathers with them?
Looking at the setup so far, and looking at what they have played last season, and looking at the transfer market now, I think Liverpool, I think something is missing, which is that striker. Well, we know already, we know Salah is going to get them in terms of goals. Yeah, as we know, because right now, looking at the table so far, Salah will give them plus 20 goals. Haaland will give them plus 20 goals. And that's
for Man City.
for Man City. That's an extra addition for Liverpool and Man City. But now looking at Chelsea and Man U, Man U take Pelu, because now they are in their rebuild phase.
Yes, and one of the reasons why I mentioned them is because it is more. Everybody has talked about how we should just allow that last season to slide for this their new
manager.
I'm trying to remember.
Amorim.
That we can now start assessing him once he has the chance to build his own squad. Now there's a lot of speculations, right, left, center, the rumor, whether to come or not to come. So at the end of the day, we're expecting them to at least have a more structured side. And with all of the pressures, all of the expectations on Amorim, I think the least you could do is to at least present with us a team that can challenge for the title. Don't you think they will do enough in terms of their rebuilding this season with transfer market open? Do you see them doing enough to challenge for the title?
I'll be very honest with this your question, because looking at Man U so far, because in a rebuild phase, it doesn't take you a year. Possible. Because it took club 3 good years to get to Liverpool to where they are. So it doesn't just take a year. Now this season, Man U fans, I will just tell you now, make just the enjoy ball. Say, at least I'll be football lover. Make I just go watch my team. Make I just, understand. It's not going to just take a year for him to get the squad to what they really need. So you get at least 2 years. But I think Amorim, with his experience with Sporting Lisbon, you should take them to something good.
But of Chelsea have enough to challenge, to ruffle feathers with the likes of Man City and Liverpool in the EPL next season.
Looking at our transfer window, our operation in the transfer window so far, I'm happy with it. But I have problem with my coach, because sometimes he gambles. And if you look at Pep and Slot, they are coach of results. Anytime they are coming to win. They are coming for their 3 points. And now looking at Enzo Maresca and the squad that we have, like I said, we're going to have selection headache
so
in terms of attack.
In other words, is once Chelsea does not challenge for the title, the solo blame should be solely on Maresca.
Yes, because looking so far so good at the way we play in
the personnel are available.
Yes.
More than enough.
Yes, the personnel, because our last match, my man, they used James for midfield. Why? Is he needed?
But he is the coach, he's a professional. Don't you think he knows better than you? And he's even closer to the squad. He should understand the reason he is doing that.
What I feel is that you should use this player to the best of their strengths. It's just like you bringing Bosingwa into the midfield. You understand what I'm saying? Or bringing Dani Alves into their midfield. You have to know what they offer. You put in James Gusto into the midfield. He's not needed, my brother. He's not needed. So those are the things I think that are costing our team. Use our player based on their strength and their weakness.
Overall, with Chelsea, if they fight, they often feathers with City and Liverpool. Or where do you see them? Where do you think they might likely finish this coming season?
Looking at our team so far, because our objective so far this season with our transfer window is fighting for the trophy. So I think hopefully with this our squad, we are definitely going for the Premier League title.
What would be the best finish of Chelsea this coming season with what Chelsea has done in the transfer market so far?
So far so good. I think we should be coming second. To me, because I don't see us winning. Because
That's best.
because I don't see us with the kind of quality we have in terms of goal scoring.
That means they will be topping either Liverpool or Man City if they finish 7.
Hopefully.
Okay, that takes us straight back to Manchester City, which with everybody, it's a general consensus that Man City had a torrid season, a bad season, just to say it mildly. If they should go ahead, as it is looking as if it is now a rejuvenated, a team that is really getting back to its strength with what's it called? Rodri back from injury to the midfield. Danny Riders now adding fresh leg, fresh impetus to that midfield. If they go ahead, say they can win the FIFA Club World Cup, what does that change? Does that makes their season probably one of the best?
Because if they win the FIFA Club World Cup, it will be a boost and confident boost to that team. Because
without cover up for all of their lapses is so far, especially in the European and on the local front.
not really, because looking at it, they added some new set of new players. So last season is already gone because woefully they did woefully in the last season.
World Cup, as far as so many are concerned, the calendar is still for this outgoing season. Still for the 2024-2025 season.
I don't think you still cover up for what they did last season because Crystal Palace won the FA Cup. So I don't think the FIFA World Club.
So even if they should win the FIFA Club Cup, you can still term their season as bad.
Of course. Yeah, of course. Because what really helped them now is the new addition that's coming into the team. So it's a bad season for them. Looking at the level that Man City is, it's a bad season for them.
Is it really about how you started, or how you were able to end?
Looking at it, like I said, now the new players we just bring.
It does not really matter, but whether it's new player or not, it's at least it is still in that season. It's like when they brought in the likes of Mamouche and Nico during the January transfer market there, and now later on when they had to do wonders, and you're not saying that it's because of the new addition that they brought into the team, so it doesn't really make that season good. It is just like there's luckily the summer transfer happens when there is still a major competition in the season, and they take full advantage of it, and it lands them the FIFA World Cup. What? You think that does not at least papers over their supposed terrible season in the EPL and the UEFA Champions League?
Looking at it so far, Pep himself know that him coming into this competition, this tournament, is even an opportunity for him to get his team together and understand his team together. So even though they win, now still bad season for him. Yes.
Okay, as we wind down on this FIFA Club World Cup segment, and you can also, like I said, hit the comment section so that you can join this conversation. Man City, if they should end up in the finals and then lift the title, it does not make their season any better. And we say that it wasn't a bad season after all. It is a good season. How will you rate their season over 100? That's if they end up winning the FIFA Club World Cup. And we also talked about Chelsea, that with this their new signings, what will it do to the team going into next season? Do you see them roughly further or with the likes of Man City and Liverpool for the title? And also, in the current FIFA Club that is going, do you really see them going all the way? You can join all of these conversations. You can delve into all of these talking points on the comment section, and let us have your views on them. God willing, on another episode of your football Uncut, we'll be coming with more interesting talking points that will surely interest you guys. And very soon, it's just a matter of time, you guys will get the chance to come here live and make talk your mind. I know as we thought that Chelsea they should talk that Man City. And there's many of them have get opinion.
Definitely.
Say now it's like this is supposed to come go, and so place is supposed to come go. When I don't worry, now still go. The time they come, we will still have the chance to hear our opinion right here in front of the mic. So it has been a wonderful time out here. DK, it's time for us to say till next time.
Yeah, my football lovers, this is your boy, your sport analyst, Dami Crane. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. Thank you.
That's always been our plea to you guys. Please, and that is the best and the only way you can actually support us from your own closet there. My name hasn't changed, Samu Sport as usual, and your better still call me Mr. Pazatil. Another time we're going to you another fresh, exciting, incisive edition of the show. Okay, continue to the enjoy football, especially now that the FIFA Club World Cup is still going on. Over.